Welcome, ladies and gents. Chris Andre here. You can find me at BetBoxing on Twitter for boxing-related tweets. This video is going to be a little bit different. I want to talk a little bit about a topic that isn't directly involved with analysing the sport. This is going to be a topic that's basically asking people about their boxing heroes. I want to know who your boxing heroes are, and I'm not talking about because of what they've done in the ring. I don't want to hear anything like, I don't know, he overcame adversity in a fight and, he came back from injuries and he inspired me. That's too much related to the sport itself. I'm not talking about that. I want to know what they do outside the ring. They might have been terrible fighters. They might have been elite fighters. It doesn't matter. I'm talking about people that have inspired you with their stories. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about a guy that inspires me. One of my heroes, one of my boxing heroes, because there's more than one. But one of them is Mark Prince. Dr. Mark Prince, OBE, might I add. Mark Prince was a British fighter, cruiserweight. He had a record of 23-1 with 18 knockouts. His only defeat was to the very, very impressive Dariusz Michalczewski. So he was a very good fighter, very exciting, athletic, carried some power. But what inspires me about this guy is how he has dealt with tragedy in his life and how he brought that energy together to make the world a better place. So let's talk about him a little bit. Mark Prince had a son called Kiyan Prince, and he took after his father in the sense that he was a terrific athlete. And he played for the youth team of QPR, Queen's Park Rangers. For those of you out there that might not be British, you might be, I know there are a few Americans that follow, or perhaps you're just not football fans or soccer fans, as we call it, as you guys call it. It's soccer. They're a soccer club. And he played for their youth team, and he had a budding career potentially to come. He was supposed to be quite a prospect. And at 15 years old, somebody turned up at his school who used to go to the school. In fact, he might still have gone to the school, but if he did, it would have been at sixth form. He was 17 years old. He turned up at the school outside of the school. Kiyan was 15. The guy had tried to start a fight with someone. And Kiyan, being the peaceful, brave young man that he was, he decided to go over and act like a peacemaker. He wanted to break up the fight. And this guy gets him in a headlock and stabs him in the chest, in the heart. And as he falls to the ground, he says, "If these are my last words, please tell my mum that I love her." This is what the reports say. And when I first was reading this story and reading what had happened, and I was looking at photos of the kid and it was all over the news, when I read those words, my word, man, I can't imagine what those parents would have gone through. Can't imagine. He died. And what did Mark Prince do? Firstly, the murderer, the perpetrator, went to prison, rightly so. And what did Mark Prince do? As a fighter, he must have wanted to get this kid and literally beat him to death with his bare hands. He must have felt those emotions. But he channeled that energy into starting the KPF, the Kiyan Prince Foundation. And this guy went around and did his utmost to improve the lives and prospects of kids who are at risk of getting into gang violence and gang crimes. Now, there's this video that's gone viral. It's a clip. It's gone semi-viral on Twitter. I'm going to try and find it and put it in the description box of this video. It's this man who's involved in this social experiment where he's walking down the street and he'll grab a kid that he knows, obviously. He'll grab a kid that looks like a stranger a kid doesn't know, grabs him from the nose, grabs him from the mouth, and then drags him into this dark alley. And people are walking by, the general public. Nobody lifts a finger. No one does anything. There's one girl, she's on her phone. She looks over and looks back in her phone. You're thinking, what a zombie. There's another man who's just like, he looks at, I think he's with a woman, and he looks at the woman sort of semi-smiling, confused, and carries on walking. Another guy looks in. I think they're a little bit more like suspicious, but they're scared to go in the alleyway. And you're sitting there and you're thinking, it's in this world of selfishness, self-absorption, cowardice, where this kid literally gave his own life to save somebody else. What a heroic kid. In the Bible it says, "Blessed be the peacemaker," and I've got no doubt that the angels took this guy straight to the heaven, straight to the throne of God. What a boy. What a child. And the parents must have gone through so much pain, and his father rose above that anger and hatred he must have felt to want to stop kids from doing something like that again, to save other families from going through what they've been through. And he's done a lot. This is not just a little, I'm just going to start a foundation in his name, and then he ignores it and goes to an event once and again. He has pushed this and worked so hard and dedicated his life. In fact, QPR, last year, their fans voted to rename their stadium, Loftus Road, to the KPF Foundation, the KPF Stadium. What a beautiful thing, right? If they can save, look, put it this way, Anthony Fowler, the Liverpudlian boxer, has said that he wants to open up a gym. And he wants to open up a boxing gym, whereby children from, underprivileged backgrounds can go into the gym and train free of charge. And he doesn't want a penny for it, he said, and it's a beautiful thing because, listen, that one kid stabs another kid. That's 2 lives straight away ruined. The kid that's going to prison and the kid that's died. Then you've got the parents and the siblings of the murdered, the victim. You've got his friends, his family, extended family, cousins, uncles, aunts, teachers, anyone else that was close to him. Other kids in the area who didn't even know him, but now they're afraid to go outside. It ruins lives. Then you've got the murderer. Well, he's ruined his life. He's gone to prison. He's in the prison system. Then you've got his family who have lost the kid to the prison system. You're talking about ruining so many lives by taking these stupid choices. And these kids need help. They need guidance. They need to be taught that actually your pride, because someone insulted you or because someone moved into your area or whatever when they shouldn't have been there in your eyes, is really not a reason to attack someone or kill someone. I grew up in a very rough part of inner city London. It was nicknamed the Murder Mile by the press. I had friends that ended up, they were good kids initially, and they got in the wrong crowd, and they ended up committing murders or serious crimes and going to prison. I also knew kids that had been murdered. It was a horrible situation to be in. I knew other kids that had been seriously attacked and needed metal reconstructive surgery in their faces and stuff. I knew one guy who, he wasn't a friend of mine, but he was walking down the street with his girlfriend, and some gang walked by, and one of them groped his girlfriend. And there were so many of them. There were like 10 of them, and he was on his own. What was he going to do? He just put her behind him and said, leave her alone. Like, what are you doing? And they stabbed him in the neck for it. Now, he lived, thank God. But I'm trying to explain this thing of a lot of it's mindlessness. And this guy has done his utmost to just get kids out of that dark abyss. And he's continued to fight for justice throughout his whole life, as far as I'm aware. So I know, for instance, on Monday the 14th of December, this Monday coming up, there's a debate in Parliament about whether to impose restrictions on those who refuse to take the jab. That's coming out for, I'm not going to say it because of the algorithms on Facebook. On YouTube. But there's a protest rally outside at 12 p.m. on Monday the 14th of December, and he's tweeted about it. He wants to go out there and he's saying, this is about choice, this is about freedoms, this is about, obviously it's about health too, because these people have got very legitimate concerns, by the way. Anybody that wants to know about these sorts of things, that my Twitter account's @BetBoxing. Feel free to follow me at my other account too, @ChrisAndre6, where I engage in a lot of scientific debates. If you just want a guide, a pack of some sort to explain a lot of things to you that you might not have come across, by all means, let me know and I'll send you an email. But regardless of what your position is on this, you might be first in queue, ready to get it. The fact of the matter is, there's a lot of draconian and tyrannical stuff going on and being talked about happening. And here he is again, Mark Prince, on the front line, looking to fight for justice. And I've got so much respect for this man and the things he's done in his life and how he's conducted himself and carried himself in the face of such pain and tragedy. God bless the guy. There are so many others, that I'd love to mention. Andre Berto's another one, a guy who has dedicated his life going out there in Haiti after natural disasters and with his bare hands building schools, building hospitals, building houses, helping build barriers for floods and things with his bare hands. And of course, he contributes financially as well. But this is a guy that genuinely loves his community and he's out there going home trying to help people. And there are so many people that are doing things like this. Manny Pacquiao, the building the hospitals in the Philippines and the things that he's done. So let me know in detail, I want to know some details in your comments below, who your boxing heroes are for what they've done outside of the ring and why. Why do these guys inspire you? What makes them a credit to humanity? Like I said, I was told as a kid, make sure that in your life, your presence in the world enriches the world and makes it a better place, and your absence in the world makes the world a poorer place. And if you live by that, you're on the right path to being a very, very good human being. Let me know which boxers you think that applies to. Thanks for watching. Chat to you soon. God bless.